Oh yeah. We'll definitely be ready by the time Saturday gets here. But yeah, it's an exciting time, a great week. It's always a fun week, rivalry week. It's pretty much a season within itself, and you pretty much what's gone on beforehand is irrelevant at this point. It comes down to the last game of the season, but a fun week, exciting week.
Dabo said yesterday that Sean will get back on the field a little bit today. Just what do you hope to see from him today, or is it just like you don't have any expectations?
Well, you really don't know until he gets out there and see, just to see what he can do. That's hard to tell right at this point. He'll get out there today and go and how much and how many reps and how fast. I don't know that. We don't know that, and probably won't know that until through the course of the week. So we'll see. We'll see how it is.
The body of work you've had here has been extraordinary, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Except for these guys, they've been able to kind of slow this offense down a little bit. Is this as simple as, hey, their personnel's in the NFL too, the same way our personnel was? Is it as simple as that?
Well, I think you look at a lot of different things, and I think one of the main things is I thought we played really well last year offensively. Thought we played extremely well. I think I know we turned the ball over 2 times late in the game, and we were behind and pressing. Thought we ran the ball efficiently, but I thought that when you look at the history of this game over the last 5 years, it boils down to turnovers. And when you put yourself behind the 8 ball, so to speak, it's against a quality opponent. It doesn't really matter who you play. It's tough to catch up. I think we've proven that this year as well. And so I think turnovers have been a huge part of this ball game. And I don't think we've played well as an entire unit, as a team.
How much did the Sammy interception last year when you guys were moving down the field? How much did that change momentum for you guys?
Well, yeah, I think it was the opening drive of the game. I mean, it's hard to tell at this stage, going back and thinking about it. He had Adam open up the sidelines. He held the ball a little long, and if he just dumps it right over the top, Adam scores. But he held the ball a little long. They came over and pick it off, and obviously we were going in to score. So, yeah, I mean, it was definitely had a little effect on the momentum. Yeah.
You talked about the turnover. Do you think that is guys that hints up a little bit in this situation? Because there were a lot more turnovers in the last several years than there have been.
Right.
Games. It has to do with the magnitude of the matchup.
Well, again, it's when you go and you study the turnovers that have happened in this game. I mean, you had 2 on punt last year, where just basically bounces off one of the guy's helmets. I mean, was the guy too tense? I don't know if that's the case or not. I just think it's been part of it. It's hard to explain. If anybody can explain the turnovers and why they happen and how they happen, I mean, you'll. I know there's a lot of coaches that'll subscribe to whatever you're going to offer on that, but I don't know if that's been the case over the last few years. I think our guys, we've prepared good. We've had great weeks of practice. We've been loose at practice. It's not going to change this week. This is going to be a fun week. We're excited about this week, and I think the worst thing you can do is come in and put so much pressure on these guys. I mean, they understand the magnitude of this game. I mean, it's they live it, we live it. But hey, we're going to have fun with it, and we're going to go out. We're going to prepare this week like we have every other week, and come out and play and play loose and have fun with it. And again, that's what you can do at this stage.
When do you hope to have a definitive answer on Deshaun's status? Is it going to be Saturday at 11 a.m.?
I mean, it very well could be. I mean, I don't know that. I don't know that.
A week ago, you talked about people needing somebody to make a play. And I know we have to keep it in context, but having Tyshawn coming out and performing as he did, does that give you another weapon to make those kinds of plays?
Well, I thought Tyshawn ran the ball really well down the hill between the tackles. I thought he did provide us a spark. Thought he took some pressure off of a lot of other things, and really helped us out in the passing game with our capability of running the ball. So yeah, it was really good to see Tyshawn have the success he had. I think it opened up a few areas to allow Mike to make some plays. I thought we had a couple really good balls that Cole threw, and a couple critical third downs we were able to convert on early in the first half. And so yeah, I thought that was definitely a spark for us.
He's playing his way into shape, isn't
He is, and it may take a complete spring and fall camp before he really truly gets back into the true shape that he was in prior to his original injury. So those are, but he's getting better. He's playing himself into shape. He's feeling it, and he's been able to see the field. As a running back, it's as much feel of the game and how it goes and the speed of the game as it is anything. So yeah, I was really pleased with him.
Can we see him more as a feature back? I know you're going to use Wayne a lot too. Can see him more in a big game like this, take more load?
Well, I think you'll see those two guys in a big 1-2 punch. I really do. I think that obviously he's going to play. At what magnitude, I don't know, but he's definitely going to play and be a part of it.
Your tight ends have not been as productive this year.
No, sure hadn't.
Circumstances, each one has a particular circumstance, but has that been a disappointment, and is it hamstrung?
Well, I don't know if it's so much been a disappointment where that we're trying for these guys to make plays and they're just not making them. I think there's a lot of factors that are involved that have kind of limited what they're capable of doing. It's not that what they're doing so much. We've had to keep them in pass protection a lot more. So there's some things that have kind of taken out of their hands. Obviously, we did try to target them a couple times, 2 or 3 times the other night, and couldn't get the ball off, or we did get the ball off and overthrew it or threw a ball away in the end zone. And so, and then we've had him and was unable to get the ball to him, several times at Wake, and so it's not so much. I think you're just kind of looking at the end results of this is how many catches they've gotten, this is what they've produced this year. I think overall, obviously, all positions are down from what they've been in the past, and again, it's not just them, but I think there's a lot of factors involved that have kind of changed the dynamics of what we've done.
Can Cole help those guys out?
As far as
hitting them more?
Well, sure, yeah. I mean, obviously, yeah, you bet. You bet. I think we've had them open before, and we've hit them, and we've had them open before and not hit them. But sure, it's not that we're saying that we're not trying to involve the tight ends. We're trying to involve.
What you did to start the game the other day with all those guys on the field at the same time, were you trying to say something, or were you trying to reveal something, or were you just trying to show a very vanilla?
No, we were just trying to get the game going and try to get some confidence in our running backs and see if we can't get the ball between the tackles a little bit more.
You see a noticeable difference in South Pine's defense this year versus last year. Statistically, there is a significant difference. Are they maybe a little more vulnerable than they've been in the past?
Well, they probably look at us and say the same thing to us offensively too. And looking at the if you just compare statistics, obviously they haven't been what they've been, and we haven't been what we've been. And so I think the biggest thing that obviously they've done is they started the season in a 3-4 scheme and went more back to their 4-down scheme and trying to put their playmakers on the field and create a great pass rush down inside in the red zone area. And so yeah, they've playing a lot of people as well, or on their side of the ball they are.
When you're doing most of your game plan on Sunday, Monday, how does it make kind of strange with the uncertainty of quarterback as you're trying to construct your approach for the week?
Well, you've kind of used to it. I've had several situations this year that you prepare for one plan and be ready to use the next plan, and so we're actively preparing for any scenario that we have. And so again, we'll know a lot more as the week unfolds. But we're going to have to do what we do. I mean, that's what we got to do. And obviously, if Deshaun's in there, at what extent and what can he do and function with, and is he 100%? Is he 90%? Those things, nobody knows that right now, and probably won't know that until later in the week. We know he feels good. He's running around, and who knows from there.
But if that scenario comes forth where Deshaun does play, is his entire game plan open?
Well, again, I don't think you can answer that question right now until we're able to see him out there running around. I mean, I couldn't answer that yes or no at this point. So,
now that he's off to the NFL, I mean, how much of a scheme buster was Clowney these past 3 years?
Well, you had to prepare for him and your passing game, and a lot like everybody has to does for Vic.
Yeah.
But it was more about those other guys as well. I mean, if you prepared for one and to get your protection right for Clowney, then there was these other guys that were pretty dang good ball players too. And again, I think that's been obviously one of the things that they've missed. But yes.
Yeah, because they went in Sutton too.
There was.
What have you seen? They haven't gotten much of a pass rush.
Right. No. They're trying to put their guys and trying to get the speed on the field at times, and they're playing hard, and there's it'll be interesting to see how they prepare for us.
Chad, obviously 10 years ago, this rivalry took an ugly turn with that brawl. Where were you then? Did it even get on your radar back 10 years ago that there was a big fight here in this game?
Yeah, I remember just vaguely part of it. Just I'm trying to think where I was last week at this time, but 10 years ago. Wow. Just like any other college football fan, you're I'm a fan of the game, and always, just regardless who was playing, I was wanting to watch, and just to see that, and just to see the no one warrants that. I mean, the unfortunate circumstances and how that all unfolded, and that's not what the game's about, and as all teams do across the country, everybody preaches sportsmanship and what the game represents and what the game stands for. But 10 years ago, I do remember it. I do, yes.
You obviously come from a state with a lot of great rivalries in college football. When you make your way, on the circuit during the off season, or you meet with fans, how much do you hear from Clemson fans about this particular game, and where would you kind of rate this rivalry?
Well, I think it's one of the greatest rivalries in college football, to be honest with you. I mean, just listening and being around it, and being a fan of college football, and now living this for the last 4 years. There's unbelievable passion in this state. As much passion in this state as there is in the state of Texas in those rivalries. It affects every household in one way, shape, form, or fashion in our state, and there's unbelievable passion and pride, so it's obviously the magnitude of this game. Everybody understands it, and yes, going out and talking to our alumni and our fans. I mean, believe me, we live it every day as well.
Anything else?
Is that it? All right.